Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 24-hour horror-a-thon on Friday the 13th. Happy Friday the 13th to everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Friday night, and I hope you're excited to read and watch some horror books and horror movies tonight. This is the second Friday night of our special edition of October's round of the 24-hour horror-a-thon, where we have divided the 24 hours into 4 nights of 6 hours of fright, where we're reading books kicking off at 6 p.m. Eastern. We are watching movies at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we are having a good time the entire time through. Tonight, the buddy read is Linghun by Jiang. And the theme for this weekend is Gothic. Last weekend was disturbing horror. The book did not go super well for me. The movie I did love. So hopefully the book's going to go better for me this time around. I'm hearing really good things about this book. I'm very excited to read it. I know that it is a Gothic haunted house story. And on the back, Clay McLeod Chapman said it is the blueprint for a new Hill House. And the other blurbs of this come from Haley Piper, Cassandra Kah, and Keelan Patrick Burke. So I'm excited. Those are a lot of big names, and I feel like this is going to be a good one. Let me know as you guys are joining what you're going to be reading this evening, whether it's going to be reading this with me, reading a different horror book for the read-a-thon, or if you're just hanging out to get some reading done or some productivity sprints, even if you're not participating. Totally fine. All are welcome here. And we will be hanging out for the next hour and a half before the movie watch later tonight. I also just have to say, I love the cover of this. I feel like in person it looks more textured than it does in actual images of it. And it's just really moody and it has a really good color scheme. And it's just a really nicely done little cover. I really like the cover art of this one. After the sprints tonight, our buddy watch is going to be I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, I believe is what it's called. And that is going to be going on, in case you were uncertain, it will be going on in our Discord. So the movie's available on Netflix. Everyone has to have a way to stream themselves. And we chat about it in the Discord, which is linked in the description box down below. In case you are not part of that and you would like to be, you can join there, totally free. And we have a really good time there watching movies together. So looking forward to doing that in a little bit. And yeah, let me know how your week has gone, how your weekend's going, what you're going to be reading, and all of the things before we jump into some reading sprints. We're going to try to get kicked off here pretty soon, since it is a shorter reading sprint, since we're trying to get into the movie watch. And we'll be doing 2 reading sprints this evening. We'll do 1 longer session and 1 shorter one. Hello, Victoria. Hi, Sarah. Looking forward to this evening. Welcome. I will be reading Misery by Stephen King in between work. Nice. Hi, hope everyone is well. Hi, Kay. Hello, Emily. Currently reading Frightmares by Eva V. Gibson. I haven't heard of that one. That sounds interesting. I'm going to try and finish up Hurricane Season by Fernanda Melchor. Good luck with that. Hopefully you can get that all wrapped up. I'm going to be doing some self-care, and I'm going to be reading Shirley Jackson, Dark Tales. Ooh, that sounds like a perfect way to spend a Friday night. I'm also doing some self-care with a glass of wine accompanying my book and watching a movie with all of you later tonight, which is one of my favorite things to do. Going into this book, I don't remember the blurb of it or what it's about, and there's actually no synopsis on the back. It's just blurbs from other authors and then the author description. I kind of want to know what it's about. I was thinking about reading another synopsis or seeing if there's maybe one. There are content warnings in the beginning in case you guys are reading this. And there's a foreword from another author. Interesting. But I, last week, couldn't remember what the book was about and just went into it without reading the synopsis. And I kind of regretted that because that book was an adventure. So I'm going to refresh myself on the synopsis and I will show you at the same time. Oh, there's no synopsis for this, really. This is what we're working with. Welcome home. Follow Wenqi, Liam, and Mizra's in this modern Gothic ghost story by Chinese-Canadian writer and immigrant Ai Zhang. Linghun is set in the mysterious town of Home, a place where the dead live again as spirits conjured by the grief-sick population that refuses to let go. Okay, well, I tried to find a synopsis, and that is pretty vague. So I guess I will fill you in after the first reading sprint of generally what the book is about. It's going to be there's a house and there's people with obscure names. That's all we know at this point in. Hi, Allie. Good evening. Hanging out. Probably not reading horror tonight. Trying to finish counting the cost. Ooh, how's that? I've been seeing some excerpts of that. I was really big on watching that, what they call it, 19 Kids and Counting. I watch all the TLC shows. I love reality TV, and I watched that all the time growing up. And I've been hearing a lot of excerpts of the book. And I watched the documentary show that they did a little bit ago as well. I always find that really juicy to read. Hi all, tonight I'm making soup and reading The Good House by Tananarive Due. That is a perfect fit for the Gothic theme for the evening, and soup sounds very tasty and cozy. Okay, so I pulled us a Gothic ambience, Crimson Peak related Gothic ambience, so hopefully that helps set the mood. And we'll go ahead and jump into our first longer reading sprint of the night, which is going to be 45 minutes, and then we'll check back in here and see how our reading's going. So I'll see you all in 45. Alrighty, welcome back everybody. How did your sprint go? And welcome to everyone new who joined during the reading sprint. I did not listen to the ambience before playing it, and apologies for anyone who was startled by it with the random music and crashing noises and doors opening and slamming shut and random voices. I did not know that was going to happen. So sorry if that caught you off guard like it caught me off guard at certain times. But hopefully there's not quite as much of that in the next sprint when we pick back up. I got to page 66 of Linghun, and I am loving it. It is perfectly weird and eerie and unsettling and confusing in all the right ways, where I totally understand now why the synopsis was so vague on Goodreads, because it really is a book that is just throwing you into something, not the real world. It's throwing you into like a speculative world and is like, figure it out. Here you go. Start to interpret what you think is going on. And I love that. You're following this family who's living in this town called Home. It's all capital HOME, and it stands for Homecoming of Missing Entities. And it is like this weird town. It's like stuck in the 80s, and there are people who live there in houses, and then there are lingerers who will just like hang out on people's lawns because it's so hard to get a house in this area. And when a house goes up for auction, it's some kind of like violent thing. And so like lingerers usually try to form relationships with people so that they have a better chance of getting the house. So you're like, okay, what's going on with this like split in the community? And there's this weird thing about Home, and I don't want to give too much away about the book because it's so fun to just discover it. But like everybody who's moving there is moving there for a reason. And it's really cool, and it's written really well, and it's written in these like little short snippets too. So it just moves really fast, and it's really like mysterious and eerie and unsettling because you're just trying to pull the whole picture together. So I'm really liking it so far. There's a little over 100 pages left in it, so I'm sure I will not be finishing this on the sprints this evening. I knew I wouldn't, since it's a little bit longer and these sprints are a little bit shorter so that we have time for our movie watch. But this is going really good, and I'm really excited that this ended up being the buddy read. So let me catch up with the comments, and then we'll get back into our second sprint. Hi, Amy. Let me turn this banner off so I don't have to read too many things. I am finishing up The Family Game tonight. I'm enjoying it so far. Oh, nice. I remember that one being really popular when it came out, and then I haven't heard about anyone reading it in a long time. So that's nice that you're getting around to that one. Once I finish up, I am going to read Just Like Home. That's a good one. I really like that one. Kind of reminds me of this book in a couple of ways as well. Reading Suburban Hell. That's another book I kind of forgot about, but I did read that one back when it came out as well. Hello from Michigan. Welcome. Just joining. Just saw your Goodreads predictions video. So great. I hope you're right about the winner. Just read it and loved it. Oh, yay. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for saying you enjoyed it. I personally didn't love the book that I predicted as the winner, but I think it's like widely well received and widely popular. So we'll see if it ends up actually being the winner or not. And I do have some more content coming related to this series very soon. Recently filmed something else related to this whole Goodreads predictions, and that video should be coming out in the next couple of days. So if you like that one, stay tuned because there's some more coming. I just started The Square of Sevens. I haven't heard about that one. I looked at this one and it did look interesting. Maybe I'll add it to my list. That sounds a little crazy and fun. It's really cool. It reminds me of the show From, which is on Amazon. I recently watched the first season of that, but it's like on Amazon, but I think you have to have Paramount Plus to watch it. So we got the free trial of Paramount Plus and tried to watch it really quickly, but we didn't quite make it through the whole first season. And I know there's now a second season. So eventually we were going to do another trial or pay or something so that we could catch up on it. But it kind of reminds me of that show where there's also this like weird town where weird things are going on. And I like the vibes. I mean, it's Friday the 13th. The day calls for some spooky, creepy ambience. That is true. if any day to have some wild ambience going on in the background that startles you, today is the day. I finished The Changeling today. Nice. I can't watch the movie tonight. I'm going to play Hungry Hungry Hippo with the grands. Well, that sounds fun. Made some progress. I am not enjoying hurricane season as much as I thought I would, but almost done, about 70 pages left. Interesting. I've heard pretty good things about that one, but it does seem like it is a more dense kind of book from what I've gathered from the writing style. I haven't read it, but that's just the impression that I've gotten. But hopefully you can wrap it up since you're not enjoying it too much. Alrighty, perfect timing. We'll go into our 25-minute sprint, and that will give us perfect time to have a 30-minute break before the movie watch. So we'll go into 25 minutes of reading, and then we will wrap up our sprint portion of the night. And I will check in with you all again in a little bit. All right, everybody, that was our final sprint of the evening. So we'll wrap up here in the last couple of minutes, and then we'll have a little break before our movie. A quick update on how my reading sprint went. Let me know how yours went in the chat. I got to page 102, so only about 70 pages left of the book, and I still love it. It's such a weird little thing. I don't know where it's going. I have an inkling, and it's either going to end in a really cool way or it might potentially get a little dumb. So I'm hoping that it ends in a really cool way with what it's doing with some of the characters. But I'm loving it still. It's a good time. I'm having a good time with it. And I will probably try to complete it right after the movie, but it may extend a little bit into tomorrow if I need to, which will be fine. But I will update in the Discord on our channel dedicated to the book to let you know my final rating when I do finish it. And I'm curious if anyone else is picking it up, what they're thinking about it, because I have only ever heard like one other review for this book, which is also a really positive review. And so I'm hoping it works well for a lot of people and a lot of people like it. Where was I? Here, I think. What's the movie? The movie is I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House, I think it's called. Let me just check. Yep, I Am the Pretty Thing That Lives in the House. It came out in 2016 and it is available on Netflix. It follows a live-in nurse who was hired to care for a reclusive elderly author, and the live-in nurse comes to believe that the house is haunted. So it's also like a haunted house gothic kind of movie, and we will be chatting about it in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, that is linked in the description down below. And Discord, if you don't know, is just a chatting app, and it is totally free. Kind of like direct messaging on Instagram or something. It's just a separate little place. And we have channels dedicated to certain things. We have a channel dedicated to the movie watch, and at 8 p.m. Eastern is when we start. I'll go in there and make sure everybody's ready, and then we do a countdown, and we all click play at the same time, and then we get to watch the movie together. And it is always so much fun. And I'm looking forward to this one. I've actually never seen this movie. I don't know how I missed this one when it came out a couple of years ago. I always see it on Netflix, and I thought that I had watched it, but then when I went to like look at it for the read-a-thon and when we were voting on movies, I was like, oh my God, I've actually never seen this. I have no idea what's going to happen. So it'll be fun. I was reading The Maid's Diary, but I think I need to do a character cheat sheet because it has multiple POVs. Ooh, I want to try to read that one by the end of the year if I can, because I know that's been a really popular thriller book, and it was in my predictions for the Goodreads Choice Awards. So we'll see if it makes it in there. I love the atmospheres that the set of Crimson Peak looks familiar. Yes, I've actually never watched Crimson Peak all the way through. I've seen parts of it, but yeah, that ambience was called Crimson Peak Gothic Ambience. So I assume it is directly from Crimson Peak. Hello, starting A House with Good Bones tonight. That is another book I want to try to read by the end of the year. I have a lot of books right now that I'm trying to read by the end of the year, and the end of the year is quickly approaching, so I'm sure I won't get to them all, but I'll try. Alrighty. Well, thanks everyone for joining for some quick reading sprints. I hope you enjoyed what you were reading or what you were doing if you were doing some productivity sprints, and hope to see you for the movie watch in about 30 minutes here in the Discord. And that should be a lot of fun. But if not, I hope you have a good rest of your Friday evening and a good rest of your Friday the 13th. And yeah, see you all soon.